What is up, everybody? Let's talk Barbenheimer. So this past weekend, we had a rare double feature in Hollywood, where we had two movies come on the exact same day, but they were about as different as you can get. On one hand, we had a summer blockbuster about a unique take on a historically kind of contentious character, Barbie. And on the other hand, we have a Christopher Nolan directed, gritty biopic on the inventor of the atomic bomb, Oppenheimer. Now, not too long before these two movies came out, this Barbenheimer thing came out of nowhere, where people were demanding that you gotta see both of these movies in the same day. Not just that, but there were fervent debates online about the exact order and times of day in which you watch these two movies. You had the purist Barbenheimers who said you gotta go watch Barbie in the morning, get a good start to your day, and kind of fade out your day with the grittiness that is Oppenheimer. Then there was the other camp, the Oppenharbies, who were saying start your day with Oppenheimer and then end with Barbie, kind of likening it to having a nice dessert after your dinner. And then there were smaller camps of even more crazy ideas like the Barbenheimies, who said that you should go watch Barbie in the morning followed by Oppenheimer, but then end with a second viewing of Barbie. It just got really crazy in a way that no double feature really has before. And that craziness, believe it or not, actually translated into huge success beyond what either of the makers of these movies even predicted. And also, as we'll focus on in the latter half of this video, affected the ratings that these movies actually got. Now, the most noticeable effect for me was the really annoying fact that I couldn't get tickets to either of these movies after even checking all of the 5 theaters that were close to me. Literally every seat sold out, both movies, every single showing of all of the days of the weekend. So I haven't seen them yet. I have tickets to see both of them next weekend, so please, no spoilers in the comment sections below. Now, I haven't seen them yet, but that didn't stop me from being curious about what the movies were rated after the opening weekend. Turns out Barbie has a current rating of 3.0 out of 5, respectable, and Oppenheimer has a rating of 3.8 out of 5, very good. But it got me thinking, given the intense synergy around these two movies, and how much the success and demand and attendance at one was now dependent on those factors in the other, what would the ratings of these movies have been if Barbenheimer wasn't such a cultural phenomenon? We know that there are fans who wanted to go see Oppenheimer and that's all they really cared to watch last weekend, but because of this Barbenheimer hype, they got roped into watching Barbie as well. And there was folks on the other side too who were just trying to go see the Barbie movie, but the Barbenheimer meme was just too much to give up, and so you got that ticket to Oppenheimer as well. Now, the interesting thing is movies tend to target their advertising and their marketing to the exact group who would probably go watch it, and that group would probably give more favorable ratings than if you actually had a random sample from the general population go watch every movie. But this kind of broke that. Barbenheimer kind of came in like a freight train into society and brought audiences into both movies who wouldn't have otherwise been there and probably rated the movies in very different ways than the true fans, the purists of either of those movies, would have rated them. We can actually, believe it or not, start to quantify all this. We're going to take a partial data but also partial assumption-based approach here and come at a final conclusion about what would the ratings of these two movies be right now if there was no Barbenheimer, if we lived in a non-Barbenheimed society. So we can start by looking at the official Wikipedia page for Barbenheimer, which is not a sentence that I ever thought I would ever say in my life, ever. But you can see that the projected gross revenue for Barbie movie was around $105 million. Now, what did it actually do opening weekend? $155 million. A staggering 50% increase from the assumption. Now, if you thought that was crazy, wait till you see the same story for Oppenheimer. It had a projected opening of $47.5 million. What did it actually get? 70% higher than that. Now, given these massive overperformances over what was predicted, we have to believe that Barbenheimer was a part of all this. And we can make a sort of reasonable assumption on how much of these excess over the baseline that was predicted came from Barbenheimer, came from the Barbenheimer effect. We can say that 20% of the excess on both of these movies came from the Barbenheimer effect. Now, this is definitely one assumption we're making. Are we actually correct about this number? Definitely not. But if it's somewhere in the ballpark, then everything that's going to follow will still be valid. So if we assume that 20% of the excess over the baseline, over the predicted baseline for each movie came from the Barbenheimer effect, then we find that 10% of all the people who went to go watch the Barbie movie this opening weekend otherwise wouldn't have been there. They were really just going to see Oppenheimer, but they got roped in by the Barbenheimer effect. And 14% of the Oppenheimer viewings this past weekend came from the exact opposite effect. Folks who really just wanted to go see Barbie, but they got Barbenheimed and went to go see Oppenheimer as well. Now, as we said before, these numbers definitely aren't completely correct, but I think directionally they make sense. Just based on my own biases and my understanding of the world, I think there was probably a higher fraction of Barbie viewers who were in it for the meme and then go watch Oppenheimer versus the other way around. So even if this 10% and 14% aren't exactly correct, I think they're at least directionally correct. Now, to get at what we're actually trying to get at, what would the ratings of these movies have been if we lived in a non-Barbenheimed universe? Then we can break each of these problems, so what's the rating for the Barbie movie and what's the rating for the Oppenheimer movie, into two steps. We can say there's two distinct populations who went to go watch each movie. There's one group, we'll call them the purists, who would have gone regardless if we lived in a Barbenheimed or non-Barbenheimed society. And then there's the other group who were the Barbenheimed, the ones who went there because the Barbenheimer effect was at play here. And we already have our assumptions of the breakdowns. For the Barbie movie, there's a 90% population of purists and a 10% population of the Barbenheimed. And for the Oppenheimer movie, we have an 86% purist population and a 14% Barbenheimed population. Now, the final assumption we're going to make here in this video is that the purists are going to be more favorable, are going to rate the movie which they're the purists of more highly than the Barbenheimed population. In other words, if I really didn't want to go see Oppenheimer, I just was trying to see Barbie last weekend, but I got Barbenheimed into going to see Oppenheimer, then I would generally rate Oppenheimer lower because I'm not the target audience. I'm not somebody who was actually marketed to me. I just went to go see it. Unsurprisingly, I didn't like it all that much, and so I give it like 1 star or 2 stars or something like that. So we make some reasonable assumptions like that about what rating would be given by the purists of each movie who actually wanted to go see it, and the Barbenheimed in each movie who were just there for the meme. Now again, these are assumptions, and the exact ratios between what's the probability of getting a 5-star given you're a purist versus if you're a Barbenheimed population, these are all things you can change and play with, and the results will change, but directionally they'll stay about the same. So we do all the math. So the guy on YouTube holding up a sheet of math, nothing could go wrong here. Absolutely, this is 100% accurate. And what we get is that after working through everything, if we lived in a non-Barbenheimed society, then the rating, the average rating of the Barbie movie would have increased from 3 stars to 3.1 stars. Doesn't seem like a lot, but that is about a 3.5% increase in the average rating. But the story is even crazier for the Oppenheimer movie. If we think about not the exact numbers, but just like the magnitudes of these numbers, as we said before, there's a bigger fraction of people who are just seeing Oppenheimer because they got Barbenheimed, but they really just wanted to see Barbie. And because a bigger fraction of the audience of the Oppenheimer movie from last weekend were folks who didn't really want to be there, they were just seeing it for the meme, it's going to cause the average rating to go up even higher if we assume that we live in a non-Barbenheim society. And so what we get is that the current average rating for the Oppenheimer movie is 3.8. If we lived in a non-Barbenheim society, that average rating would have been a staggering 7 to 8% higher than it was right now. I've always found it really fascinating to think through how one movie's performance affects another, especially when those release on the exact same day. And this is kind of taking that to the extreme. I'm hoping this is a once-in-a-lifetime kind of thing, because I'd love to just over-exaggerate Barbenheimer 2023 to my children. But also because other studios have already started getting hints that this could be a really good idea. And there's talks about us getting a Saw Patrol in September of this year. And I don't really think the world is quite ready for that. Comment down below with any thoughts or feelings you have on this analysis or the Barbenheimer effect in general. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.